area that may have gifts that you want to send to the event and bring your sprays. I understand they're going to need some sprays because folks are going to want to be buying them up. Well, this is what's happening, Team at the Network. The word is spreading. The word is getting out, and people are very excited about these vitamin sprays. They're extremely excited because they're hearing the testimonies that are coming forth. They are seeing their loved ones get healthier again. They're seeing their loved ones lose weight. They're seeing their loved ones feel good about life again and getting back involved with things. And they see that what they're taking, for the result of taking these sprays, is getting them back into the swing of things. You heard Dr. Benson said, I think it was collectively 4 people lost over 100 pounds from April 1. And that's on the Slim by 10. That's just one of the sprays we have. As you know, we have the vitamin D. And the vitamin D is still doing great wonders in the health of those that are taking. I mean, I don't think the vitamin D is something that we're going to constantly be hearing these testimonies about as everyone is beginning to take the sprays and coming forth and sharing what's happening along with the B Boost. B Boost is doing wonders for our health, and of course the Super 10 that is detoxifying the body and cleansing it of all the free radicals that we're exposed to on a regular basis. And what we are also extremely excited about, as we've offered Dr. Benson, I know you heard this one, that the cellular energy, we have been waiting patiently, and thank you all for your patience. But it is now, we got word from the manufacturer that it's been shipped to our distribution center this week, and they should start shipping those out by next week. So we are extremely excited about that. Cell energy is finally going to be in our hand, and my goodness, woof, 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 woof. I can only imagine the testimonies are going to come forth in regards to that one. And remember what we say, we cannot claim that if you have a sickness or disease that our sprays can heal or cure that disease, but we can share the life-changing testimonies of it as a result of taking our vitamin sprays. We know who the healer is. Amen to that, right? So I'm going to stop right here and bring on my business partner, One Star, Pastor Joe Wafer. Are you there, sir?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm here and I'm smiling. I'm smiling with all this information I'm hearing. You know, when you hear Dr. Vincent get excited, yes, you better watch out because there's 100 more people coming in when he gets excited. So that's always a good thing to have him excited, and to be there in that large arena where there's going to be so many people talking about all kinds of things, and to have our sprays presented. That's just, again, another saturation of the market where we're exposing our sprays, our company, to a massive audience of people. Now, let me tell you what that really means is that, you know, the more and more people see something and hear something, you know, the more they want it. You know, the first time, so you may have told somebody about vitamin spray, and they're like, oh, yeah, well, that's cute, that's nice, oh, yeah, it sounds like interesting. But then they hear somebody else say something about vitamin spray, and they say, oh, yeah, my girlfriend told me about vitamin sprays. You doing the vitamin sprays too? Oh, yeah, these vitamin sprays. And then they go to a meeting like this where thousands of people are, and then they have this 10 company, Team Effort Network, and the vitamin sprays, and they say, wait a minute, there's something going on with this guy. Everywhere I go, people talking about this product. You see, that's what happens when we start saturating the market. That's what happens when we get into momentum, is that people start hearing it once, twice, 3 times, and then it excites them to want to be a part of it. That's why you need to tell everybody you know what business you're in. So when they see it and hear it again, they'll say, oh, wait a minute, my girlfriend, my partner, they're doing that. Let me call them up and see if it's not too late for me to get in the business. But if you don't tell them about it, and they hear about it from somebody else, and they get excited about it from somebody else, you're going to come to one of the TTP meetings, and your friends are going to be sitting on the front row, and you're going to say, hey, how did you get here? Who invited you? They say, oh, we're in the business. We've joined with so-and-so. Okay? So you want to take advantage of what's taking place here, because the opportunity, as Mel always says, is unprecedented for anybody who's ready to roll up their sleeves and go to work, because this is critical, guys. The timing that we're in is spectacular, and you're going to hear more and more people doing these health and wellness conventions and these health and wellness seminars, and they're going to be featuring our sprays because they work. Think about what Dr. Vincent said. 4 people, 100 pounds, They've already lost since April, and he's looking for them to lose over 150 pounds. Now, come on. This is product that works. This is product that's changing people's lives. People want this product, so you want to get them on that product. So I'm excited about what I hear every morning on this call because it just reaffirms that we're in momentum.
We are momentum, and the TTPs is a wonderful place to witness that. We had a wonderful TTP last night, again, standing room only, a packed house. We're just trying to squeeze people in the best way we can. And I was so happy to see all the young people that were out and how they were growing. Shelley Duffy's daughter, young lady, she had her guest, her first business partner signed up last night. I'm sorry, Sheila. Sheila said that she's going to sign up for a second business partner today. So the business is growing. Young people are seeing the vision. They are running with it. They are making it happen. We had, Pastor Dale, one gentleman that came in before we could even get the presentation started. He was ready to sign up. We had just shared testimonies. He came in and said, I want to sign up right now. This is before we even got started. So that's how the word is spreading. And you want to make sure you're having a TTP on a weekly basis, or you know where there's one being held. Now, the TTP is the 10 tasting party. I know we have a lot of new business partners that download and listening every day. But the TTP is called the 10 tasting party. Mel Gill says TTP also stands for talking to people. So you have to talk before you get to the TTP. But when they get
yeah, exactly. Well, let me just jump in before you. I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me jump in before you go. Because I don't want to go past the guy who signed up. That's a smart dude. He's a smart dude. Let me tell you why he's smart, guys. He's a smart guy because he came in that meeting and he saw it was standing room only. Okay? He knew there are going to be some people signed up in that meeting tonight. And you know what he did? He says, I'm not waiting for them to sign up and be in their business. He said, I'm signing up. They're going to be in my business. So he was ready to sign up before the presentation even got started good. He looked around that room and saw all those people. Now, he had been to a presentation before. This was, I think, his second time back. He was ready to go. He's like, let me go. I'm ready. Put it in. Put me in now. And that's a smart move because, because you got all those people, that's coming into the business, and, Mike is sponsored, and Mike is on the good side. A lot of those people are coming in that's going to fall under Mike then somewhere in their organization. And this guy says, listen, I want to get in first before all these people start putting in their applications. And, they were whipping out credit cards last night. So I'm telling you, you got to be smart about this business. The longer you wait, you're going to be in somebody else's business, or you can take action like OK did. Take action now and get some of these people in your business. So I didn't want to, belittle that what he did. It was very important. It was very strategic as well because he understood that I got to get at this thing before all these people start seeing the rest of this conversation plan.
Well, Pastor Dale, we have a great speaker on today. Why don't we go ahead and bring him in so he can join us in this conversation because he played a great deal in last night's TTP.
He did, and I'm excited. I know they're traveling, and they were going through a tunnel, so I'm hoping that they're there. But before we bring him in, I just want to kind of lay the foundation of why, we want him to come and just share this morning, is because, the TTPs that we do here locally, mostly, you open up, you lead the testimonies, and get the crowd ready for me. And then I come in and I do the presentation, the product presentation, and the compensation presentation. And that's great because, people enjoy it and people want to join the business. But, in order for us to really grow even faster than we're growing now, we got to have a duplication model where other people can come in and do the presentation, that is not, it's only built around me and you, and we got to develop other high-level presenters who can present to people. And so this was his first time presenting last night. He presented the product presentation, then I came in and presented the compensation. And let me tell you, as I sat back there and watched him do the product presentation, I was like, wow, this guy got it. Very first time doing the presentation in a large event like this for us here. Very first time out of the box. man, this guy hit a grand slam home run. Okay, and I want to see Paul Jackson. Paul, are you on the line with us today?
Yes, sir, I am. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale. Really excited about the direction we're going in, and I thank you for your comments. Very encouraging.
Well, I'm telling you, Paul, you did a fantastic. Everybody complimented you on this, and we knew you would do well because you carry yourself that way. You're professional, and you're a businessman. So this is not your first time presenting. It's just your first time presenting this information. And I'm telling you, when I critiqued it right down the bar, every point was hit that needed to be hit. You had some jokes that you incorporated in there. Everybody really loved the presentation, and like I said, it was your first time to the presentation. So, tell me, Paul, why is it important for people who've never done a presentation to learn the presentation and do the presentation? Why is that important?
Well, it's important, Pastor Dale, because the focal point is to be in a position where duplication can come about. We all have talents, and everybody brings different things to this business. But the business shouldn't revolve around one person or particular leadership. Everybody should feel a need and a passion to want to share. And part of the leadership that one steps into is being able to take things on that will allow the upper leadership to do other things and allow the business to grow. I saw that. And the only thing that caused me to be somewhat apprehensive as far as putting off stepping into that position of presenting was because you set the bar so high. You're such an eloquent presenter. Your presentation on the product is phenomenal, and it really draws people into the product. So I wasn't afraid of talking in front of people. What I was afraid of was trying to emulate as well as duplicate what you share in the product from week to week. What encouraged me was when you said that your granddaughter wanted you in San Francisco. So I'm thinking somebody needs to be able to carry this ball in the event that he gets out in in California and he's out there for a while. The business still should continue to move. Same thing with Pastor Denise. Our leadership is impeccable. You really do an awesome job, but there should be others who step up in a position to be able to share that can impact the business with growth and encouragement, that our other people who join us in this business will put themselves in a position and have the confidence to share and know that they can make this information available as well. The testimonials are powerful, and the belief and confidence in the product is very evident. But what was a revelation for me was that when I researched the ingredients that you talk about from week to week, it drew me in a big way. It overwhelmed me because it was so remarkable that the vision of our CEO, Mel and Amy Gill, and the people who manufactured the product was able to formulate something of a natural benefit that has impacted people phenomenally. And I was compelled to share that. So for me to step into the presentation mode of talking about the product, I was anticipating that. I just was concerned that I might not be able to do the job that you do. But it turned out pretty good. Yeah, it turned out pretty good.
Well, hey, absolutely it turned out pretty good. And let me tell you, I learned something in that presentation, too, because when you kept on bringing out your little notepad and you talked about the alpha lipoic acid, resveratrol, and talked about the glutathione, I was like, didn't know that. So, and that's one of the things that we always share with people who come to the presentation, because people come with their mind made up that they're not going to join anything, they're not going to buy anything, and they're just coming because somebody put the pressure on them to come. And we have to lighten that, atmosphere. And we tell people all the time, you know what? We're not going to give you a lot of hype, but we're going to guarantee you one thing. When you leave here, you're going to be better informed. And that's the thing, is when you can inform people, give them information that they don't have, are not familiar with, you can give them the education, they'll make the decisions. And I just trust people will make right decisions for their lives overall. Sometimes it takes a little while for people to get to that, but you know what? Overall, people want to do right. They want to do what's right for their lives. And when you give them product information that says this can change your life, this can change your health, and it can change your pocketbook as well, I think ultimately people want to make the decision to do that. And I think you just did a fabulous job in articulating, why the product works so well, combining that with the tremendous testimony that we have. Let me just ask you this other question, and then I will kick it over to Pastor Denise. But, there's many people out there right now that are saying that I don't have any TTPs, tasting parties in my area. There's no real leaders who are doing the TTPs in our area. I really like to get a TTP started, but I don't know if I could do it. They're kind of apprehensive. What advice would you give them about the importance, one, of the TTPs, and two, the importance of taking the risk and getting out there and starting one?
Well, the value in the TTP is that really draws people into 10. And our family has increased in growth because of the magical happening, for lack of a better word. It's some kind of magic that happens when we come together to do a TTP. People, they collaborate. There's a interaction that a lot of times words don't really explain. And people feel the excitement, the energy, the focus and direction of a new endeavor or a new venture. They don't understand it, but they feel it. And words fall short trying to explain it. So it's an experience, is what I should say. The advice that I would give is that we focus on getting people to the TTP, and those who don't have one in the area take on the leadership of initiating one in the presence of your home. Start from the product aspect, which you can learn from tapping into the TTPs. We have all kind of information that's available through our websites. One with 10, there's PowerPoint presentation that they can access where they can learn as they go. But to keep it simple, the leadership can come from taking the initiative to share. And you can start with practicing on 2 or 3 people and just let them know, hey, I want to do this. I want to share this information, but I don't have the confidence that I can do a good job. Can you be a guinea pig for me? Can you put yourself in a position to listen and let me just bounce this off of you? Let me practice on you and tell me how good I am, or tell me what I need to pick up on so that I can really share this information with other people. It's not a hard process. It's one that you can be motivated and really encouraged to do if you really focus on the benefit of the product and the information and how it impacts people's lives, change their health, how remarkable the products are in themselves. Put aside the money just for a minute. If your focus is to empower and to impact, the money is a byproduct. The money's going to come. But what is remarkable is when you hear people say that they had challenges and those challenges are not evident so much anymore. There's been a change. Money doesn't speak to that. That is something that gives you a feeling of euphoric sensation. I mean, you feel so good because you made a difference.
Wow, I tell you, that's so exciting, and, I would just encourage people, as you said, get somebody to bounce things off of, but also, if you want to get more confidence in the meeting, call Pastor Denise, call me, call Kevin Vaughn, Nakisha Vaughn, you have Pat, you have so many people that you could call and say, hey, listen, I'm going to do a TTP. This is my first time doing it. I had a young lady named Kimmy, who from Detroit, who was down in Alabama, I believe she was down in Alabama, who was doing the TTP, and she called me, and an hour before the TTP, we walked through every one of the slides. I explained each one of the PowerPoint slides, what it meant, and she got a full grasp understanding of it. And then I told her, I said, well, if they have any questions that you don't think you can answer, call me. and just tell them you're going to call your business partner, and I'll be on the line, and I'll answer any questions you have. So you can literally have somebody on call, on waiting, to answer any questions after you do the presentations that you may not feel comfortable in handling. We'll be there to help you by call, by video. We got our video conferencing, our video call that we can come on and be with you on video, or we can do it on the conference call line, and we can answer the questions that arise out of your TTP. So there's so many ways that we can help you. All you have to do is take the first step in getting out there and share. Pastor Denise, what you got for Paul?
You know what, I think, Tessa, hearing you say that, and Paul, that is such great, phenomenal team support. And I just hope everybody just hear that and take advantage of that, to know that you can reach out to people around the globe to help you succeed in what you're doing. And that's exactly what we have developed here in this culture of Team Up and Network, is that we are a team, a family that really want each other to succeed, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So you're not alone. Don't be afraid to do a TTP or afraid to know what to do when you have all the support that's around you. And keep in mind, when we come together next month at 10 University, this is where we're going to meet face-to-face. We're going to exchange numbers. This is where you do it. Get Pastor Dell's number, get my number, get Paul's number, get Maureen's number, get Dr. Vincent's number. This is where you connect and chat and add in North Carolina. Get everyone's number that you need. So if you call one and that there's no answer, you have a whole list of everyone else that you can just go down the line until you finally, get through to get your answers and everything taken care of. And that's just how smooth and wonderful this business is. Everyone makes it. This is awesome. It's like we say, each one teach one to reach one. Okay, each one teach one to reach one. Like that, Paul?
That's so true. That's so true. And I thank you for sharing that. And if I could take just a half a minute to say this, because I always want to acknowledge and edify my leader. And you and Pastor Dell are remarkable in the leadership that you provide for us, that encourages us to want to be where you are. And what is remarkable to me is that people are anticipating coming to the TTP. They look forward to Thursdays. It's been communicated to me. I know I look forward to it myself. It's the better part of the week, okay? And lastly, if I could say this, I've seen presentations done at a hotel, and sometimes a house can be overgrown. But I hope that we still maintain our venue in the home, because there's a closeness, there's something that happens in a home that doesn't happen in hotels. And when you do your TTP in the home, there's an impact that comes across to people who come out that draws them in and makes them feel that they're comfortable, they're receptive, and they want to be a part of the experience. So I just want to thank you for what you do for our team. And Pastor Dale was highly influential in causing me to want to step up. Even though he said the bar so high, it wasn't intimidating to that point. But he was so eloquent, I didn't think that I could duplicate that, but I didn't really concern myself. I'm just going to put it out there and let him critique it afterwards. So I thank you for the influence and the motivation and what y'all do, being the phenomenal leaders that y'all are to our team.
Well, Paul, thank you for taking that positive risk and believing in yourself and knowing that you can do it. Pastor Dale does set that bar high. A lot of times you sound like a doctor saying that they're talking about crazy. At least ingredients. I know folks are saying, wow, I'll never be able to do that. But, you use your gift. You use your talent. There's something different about your presentation that's still going to have a wonderful impact. Just like you last night, Paul. It was just phenomenal. It was great. It was beautiful. And everyone enjoyed it. And you talked about the leadership, Paul. Pastor and I are in daily communication with Mel and Amy Gill, and I have to give credit to Mel and Amy because they walk us through this. They're telling us what they learned over the last 24 years, and I'm looking forward to just learning even more. I mean, they've been doing this 24 years full time. Do they have a lot to teach? You better bet they do. And I'm going to be there calling and asking questions and finding out every time we get before them. Okay, Mel, how do we do this? Okay, Amy, what do we do? How do we do this? And they just so willing to help and to share and to teach everything that they have learned over the 24 years. So that leadership just spreads throughout Team Up and Network. and I would appreciate it. But, Paul, let me ask you this before we let you go. I'm extremely excited about the young generation. Tell us your thought on how the young people are really beginning to see the vision and intent.
Well, it's really encouraging and it's exciting to see the young people popping up. And Chris is most eloquent in sharing, as he did yesterday on the conference call, on the lifestyle call. It touched me personally. I have a daughter who is just becoming a senior at Lincoln University. I'm on my way to pick her up now, as a matter of fact. And I appealed to Chris with a special request last night. I said, Chris, would you be so kind as to situate some time to speak to my daughter, to give her your entrepreneurial focus, that you might impact her with the information and the direction our company's going in, so that we could provide her an alternative. What he said yesterday, and it was noteworthy, worth mentioning again, he said that he did not want to come at the end of his time in life. And he came before the Lord, and he was concerned that working a job 9 to 5 would not allow him to achieve what he was endowed with by the Father, and he didn't want to fall short of that. That touched me deeply. That touched me personally, to the point that I wanted my daughter to be impacted by a young man that could give her that kind of perspective, so that she could have those choices in life and reach her destiny and what she was endowed to be. So that was really special. And then he had 3 guys out last night. So Chris is out there working, and he's sharing his business with people also that's in his group, and they're taking this on and getting involved. So it's very encouraging. It's been exhilarating and rejuvenating for me to see the youth and their impact and direction with this business. And I would advise my team family to reach out to the young people and offer them an alternative. Ask them if they see themselves really having freedom in life, or would they like to be in South Beach most of the time to enjoy life without having to trade time for money.
Well, thank you. You know, one thing about the young people I constantly hear when they learn about the team metrics networks and the vitamin sprays and how they can benefit financially, you always hear them say, because as parents always say, I'm trying to leave a legacy for my children, I'm doing this for my children. And then when you hear the young people, when they come aboard, they say the same thing. I'm doing this for my family. My family's worked hard all their life. I've always seen my mother just work hard. My father worked hard. I want to give them a break. I want to buy them a house. I want to buy them a car. So they're doing this because they want to give back to their family as well. And they're seeing that 10 is the vehicle, and the vehicle that they can use, that they can ride, that they can join to fulfill that purpose in their life. So, Mr. Jackson, thank you so very much. Pastor Dell, any other thing we can say before we go on to Kevin Vaughn to bring us our coach for the weekend, before we go into the weekend?
Well, absolutely. Again, great job, Paul Jackson. Love what you guys are doing over there. You, Jerome, and Renetta, and Mike and Linda, you guys are just really taking it to the next level. We're encouraged by your growth and what you guys are doing. Professionalism and the kind of people that you're bringing in. Mel always says, sponsor the right people. And you guys are doing that. You're sponsoring the right people. So I'm getting ready to lose my connection because I'm going through a tunnel, but I want to say congratulations on what you guys are doing in your effort. And Pastor D, I'm going to give it to you to wrap up.
Okay, thanks, Pastor Dell. Well, Paul, I know that you and Frida are going to be at Penn University. What would you say to encourage people to make sure they get their tickets and join us in San Francisco?
Whatever you can do, whatever you have to do, it is imperative, it is vital that you be in San Francisco, because what happens is that it's somewhat like an epiphany. There's something that happens when you make the connection with the founders and you see other people on the West Coast and how they put this business together. It becomes believable that it's achievable for yourself. So that's an experience that you can't get just going to a TTP. There will be a manifestation that will come about. They say a caterpillar is ugly initially, but it turns into a beautiful butterfly. Well, there's certain things that have to happen in order for that manifestation to come about. And Pastor Dale says there's a learning curve before you really get to an earning curve. And when you come to a big function like that on the West Coast and you embrace the leadership that we have and you see where the leadership is coming from with our phenomenal Mel and Amy Gill leading the way, you want to really be in a position to share and impact people when you come back. You'll be flying high. That's something that is an experience. So whatever you have to do, if you have to sell your television, because I've heard people do that, they sell their television because they can buy several televisions when they get to a successful level in this business. Whatever you need to do to put yourself in a position to have this experience that is life-changing and life-beneficial, you want to be there because we can't bring it back to our people. It's something that is an experience that you have to have and what it would bring about. So I implore my 10-team family to make a concerted effort to get there, and we can talk about it when we get there. And you'll be glad that you made the sacrifice.
All right, family. So everyone, we just weeks away from Treasure Island in San Francisco, where the 10 University will take place. There we will, some of you will meet for the first time the CEO and co-founder Mel and Amy Gill, and all the other great leaders and team at the network from around the globe are going to gather together in San Francisco on May the 17th at 10 University. And, Paul, you said something about selling the TV. Yeah, go ahead and sell that TV, because many of you are going to pick up a free mini iPad when you get there because you qualify for the March Madness promotion. So you're going to get an iPad. You're going to get a TV. Go ahead and sell it and get your plane ticket and your room reservations and join us at 10 University. Big things happen at big events. And it's always a life-changing event that takes place when we all come together. Let's be reminded that at 9:10 this morning, we will have the Spanish conference call following this one. So if you have Spanish-speaking friends and guests, get them on the Spanish call that will take place 9:10 this morning. That's 9:10 Pacific and 12:10 Eastern Standard Time. And so let's reach out to Atlanta, Georgia, one-star Kevin Vaughn with our quote as we go into the weekend. Are you there, sir?
Absolutely, Pastor Denise, my one-star business partner, Pastor Dale. Wait for you to hear me okay, Pastor. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Incredible. Incredible. Well, I tell you what, Pastor, I'm going to do a Mel Gill today because I'm on the road since 7:30 doing some serious networking. I just want to get some encouraging words on why we need to be meeting people. This morning, went to get my oil change for my car, ladies and gentlemen. Met 3 dynamic people for 10. They're going to be looking at our wonderful business. Then after that, I went to the registration office to get my car registered, ladies and gentlemen. Met 2 other nurses, ladies and gentlemen, 2 nurses today that said we need to talk. Also, I had to get my tag done today as well. Met some more people in line giving out business cards, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? They are excited about the spray vitamins because they know how important B3 and B12 are, ladies and gentlemen, to our body. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just encourage everybody starting today, after you get off the call today, to network the planet, Pastor. Network the planet. This is not a drill program. We are in massive action. I'm so excited about excited about our 10 University coming up, excited about everybody on the call, all the new people, Pastor Denise, that are on the call. You have not seen the business yet, but we're so proud of you that you're on this call today. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're in the right place at the right time. And Pastor Denise, as you know, this business is just amazing. I just can't, just the positioning and timing is so humbling. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in the right time. We always talk about, Pastor, about the Microsofts and the IBMs and all the great businesses that are billion-dollar industries. How you like to been in the room, ladies and gentlemen, years ago when they said, hey, we're getting ready to start a corporation that's going to be worldwide. We are at that stage. We're in that position right now with 10, ladies and gentlemen. Mel and Amy Gill have the vision for our network, TEI, to be $1 billion industry, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm excited about that. So we thank God for Mel and Amy, thank God for Pastor Dale, Pastor Denise, and all the wonderful guests and people that are building this wonderful network, but we're so excited. And the quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is for you to build your own quote and get busy and continue to build this wonderful business, Pastor Denise. This is such an industry that's coming up on its own. We're talking about a $17 trillion industry worldwide by 2017, already predicted to be a $1 trillion plus business by 2017. We are in the right place at the right time. We just want to encourage everybody, Pastor Denise, just to get busy, meet people, invite people, let them know you're in business. Get your sprays out there, order your sprays, continue to promote tent. As Amy says, just continue to have fun in the business and just share. That's all we want to say today, Pastor Denise, just share. And believe me, your business is going to continue to grow. The quote of the day is get busy. That's my quote. Get busy. God bless you. Back to you, Pastor.
Get busy. That's a good one. And Mr. Paul Jackson, you have a TTP tomorrow, isn't that correct? So we may have lost him. I think he was looking. But I do know that there is Mr. Paul Jackson is having, along with Mike McLean and Linda and Jerome and Renetta. Yes? Can you hear me, Paul? You there?
Yes. We have the TTP in Oxon Hill, Maryland tomorrow at 2 o'clock. 6200 Oxon Hill Road at the Oxon Hill Library. It's going to be all filled, and we're going to have it filled capacity. And we're excited about this happening on a Saturday to complement what we do on Thursday night. It's just another day, another way to influence people with our phenomenal spray.
All right, there we go. If you're the Washington, D.C. and Maryland area, there's a TTP set for you. I know Atlanta, Georgia got one of the hugest expos going on this year. Well, 10 sprays are going to be available there and exposed, so let's reach out to that as well. Well, family, it's been a great week. You all have made it worth it. You all have done some great things and changing people's lives this week. So looking forward to meeting so many of you on May the 17th at Penn University. Thank you all for being here this week listening. I know that you have heard something that has moved you from facts to faith to action. So now there's nothing left to do. Like Kevin Vaughn says, get busy, take action, make it happen. Get up there, share what you're doing. People are looking for what we have. The only reason they don't know about 10 is because they haven't heard about 10. You be the one to tell them, because I'm going out right now and I'm going to tell somebody about something that's going to make a difference in their life. That's what we do here. We'll be back on the call again Monday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And come on, Kevin, say this with me. Come on, Paul. Family, know this. You are loved. Greatly appreciated.
Appreciate it. Pastor Dan, Pastor Denise, wow, what a great call. Great week, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all get busy. Y'all meet 10 people today. All right.
Yes. God bless you all.